Hello everyone. How's everybody doing? So today we are going to read some more of our Bible. We're going to do 9 through 12 today. So starting out, that's going to be Noah's genealogy, and then it's going to move on to the Tower of Babel. So those should be really fun. Yesterday we talked about what was yesterday's? It was Adam's genealogy? No, that was the day before, wasn't it? I can't even remember what I read yesterday. Oh, yesterday was Noah. Yeah, yesterday we did the flood and Noah. So today we're going to do Noah's lineage after the flood. And then move on to the Tower of Babel. Yeah, so hope everybody's having a good day. I'm having a nice relaxing morning. Got some dishes done. I was supposed to get a dishwasher yesterday, but the store said that they ran out, so now I have to wait another week for a new dishwasher, so that's exciting. Been doing dishes by hand for like a month now. But, I mean, it's fine, but it's just, when you're a busy mom, it's nice to have a dishwasher. Well, I guess we can get started on our reading. I see I have one viewer here, so I'll just start reading and hopefully more people can come in and see the stream. And if you hear anything while I'm reading that you want to ask a question about or anything, you are totally free to do that. I want this to be not just reading the Bible, but open dialogue too for people who might have questions or might, think about things while we're reading. I think that's important. And I didn't really want to do like a Bible study per se, but more of just reading through the Bible and actually hearing the stories from the text. Because I think a lot of times we hear them in sermons and stuff when we were Christians, and we don't just get the straightforward text and what they're actually saying, as opposed to what people want us to hear. So I think that's a good thing. So I'm going to start reading. I'm going to start on Genesis 9. So if you guys want to read along, I'm going to start with Noah's lineage and everyone in his family. All right. God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, "Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will be upon every wild animal, every bird in the air, every creature populating the ground, and all the fish in the sea. They have been handed over to you. Every moving thing that now lives will be food for you. Just as I gave you green plants before, so now I give you everything. Only flesh with its life, which is its blood, you are not to eat. I will certainly demand an accounting for the blood of your lives. I will demand it from every animal and from every human being. I will demand from every human being an accounting for the life of his fellow human being. Whoever sheds human blood by a human being will his own blood be shed, for God made human beings in his image. And you people will be fruitful, multiply, swarm on the earth, and multiply on it." God spoke to Noah and his sons with him. He said, "As for me, I am herewith establishing my covenant with you, for your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the livestock, and every wild animal with you, all going out of the ark, every animal on earth. I will establish my covenant with you, that never again will all living beings be destroyed by the waters of the flood, and there will never again be a flood to destroy the earth." God added, "Here's the sign of the covenant that I am making between myself and you and every living creature for you. For all generations to come, I'm putting my rainbow in the cloud. It will be there as a sign of the covenant between myself and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow is seen in the cloud, I will remember my covenant, which is because which is between myself and you and every living creature of all kinds. And the water will never again become a flood to destroy all living beings. The rainbow will be in the cloud, so that when I look at it, I will remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of any kind on the earth. God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant which I have established between myself and every living creature on earth." The sons of Noah who went out from the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham is the father of Canaan. These three were sons. Apparently not tons of mice. No rainbows for anyone until after he kills everybody. These three were sons of Noah, and the whole earth was populated by them. Noah, a farmer, who was the first to plant a vineyard. He drank so much of the wine that he got drunk and lay uncovered in his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father shamefully exposed, went out and told his two brothers. Shem and Japheth took a cloak. No more unicorns. Put it over both their shoulders, and walking backwards went in and covered their naked father's body. Their faces turned away so they did not see their father lying there shamefully exposed. When Noah awoke from his wine, he knew what his youngest son had done to him. He said, "Cursed be to Canaan, he will be a servant to his brothers." Then he said, "Blessed be Adonai, the king of Shem. Canaan will be their servant." Canaan. That makes sense. It's Canaan. It's just spelled differently in this Bible. May God enlarge Japheth. He will live in the tents of Shem, but Canaan will be their servant. After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. In all, Noah lived 950 years, and then he died. Here is the genealogy of the sons of Noah. Dad bod. Just gotta do some crunches. Get rid of that beer gut. Wine gut. I guess he drank wine. Shem, Ham, and Japheth were sons born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Yavon, Tuval, Meshech, and Tyrus. The sons of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Riphat, and Togarmah. The sons of Yavin were Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. From these islands of the nations were divided into their lands, each according to its language, according to their families, in their nations. The sons of Ham were Cush, Mitzrayim, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush were Siva, Havilah, Savta, Rama, and Savkapha. Gotta love Bible names, right? The sons of Rama were Shiv and Dedan. Cush fathered Nimrod, who was the first powerful ruler on earth. He was a mighty hunter before Adonai. This is why people say, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before Adonai. His kingdom began with Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Ashur went out from the land and built Nineveh, the city of Rechoth, Kalash, and Rezin, between Nineveh and Kalash. That is the great city. No one ever says, well, maybe they did back then. You never know. We didn't live back then, so we don't know. that saying has gone out of, what is it? It's not trending anymore. Mitzrayim fathered the Ludim, the Anamim, the Lahavim, the Naphachim, the Perizzium, the Koslachim, and the Kapharim. Canaan fathered Tizond, his firstborn, Het, the Uvusi, the Emorai, the Girgashi, the Havi, the Arki, the Sinai, the Avardi, and the Tismari, and the Hamati. Afterwards, the families of the Canaanite were dispersed. The border of the Canaanite was from Tizondon as you go towards Gerar to Azar, as you go towards Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Tisvoyim to Lisha. They make these real hard. We need some, English translation of these names. That would make it so much easier. These were the descendants of Ham, according to their families and languages, in their lands and in their nations. Oh, good. More names. Are you ready for this? All right. Children were also born to Shem, ancestors of all the descendants of Ever, an older brother of Japheth. The sons of Shem were Elam, Asher, Arpachshad, Lud, and Aram. The sons of Aram were Utz, Hol, Geter, and Mash. Arpachshad's fathered Shelik and Shelach, fathered Ever. To Ever was born 2 sons. Just big random words. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. One was given the name Peleg. During his lifetime, the earth was divided. His brother's name was Yoktan. Yoktan fathered Almadad, Shelif, Hadzar, Mavet, Urich, Hadoram, Yules, Diglah, Oval, Avalmel, Sheva, Ophir, Havilah, and Uvav. All of these were the sons of Yoktan. Their territory stretched from Mesha as you go towards Shapha to the mountain in the east. These were the descendants of Shem, according to their families and languages, in the lands and in their nations. These were the families of the sons of Noah, according to their generations, in their nations. From these the nations of the earth were divided up after the flood. All right, number 11. Now we get to go hear about Babel. Let's hear about building a tower. The whole earth used the same language, the same words. It came about that as they traveled from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and lived there. They said to one another, "Come, let's make bricks, and bake them in the fire." So they had bricks for building stone, and clay for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let's build ourselves a city with a tower." It's all the good food right there. They weren't even allowed to eat that food. No bacon for them. Let's build ourselves a city with a tower that has its top reaching to the heavens, so we can make a name for ourselves and not be scattered all over the earth. Adonai came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. Adonai said, "Look, the people are uniting. They have a single language, and see what they're starting to do? At this rate, nothing they set out to accomplish will be impossible for them." Come, let's go down and confuse their language, so that they won't understand each other's speech. So from there, Adonai scattered them all over the earth, and they stopped building the city. For this reason, it's called Babel, confusion, because there Adonai confused the language of the whole earth. And from there, Adonai scattered them all over the earth. Here's the genealogy of Shem. Shem was 100 years old when he fathered Arpachshad, 2 years after the flood. After Arpachshad was born, Shem lived another 500 years and had sons and daughters. Arpachshad lived 35 years and fathered Shelach. After Shelach was born, Arpachshad lived another 403 years and had sons and daughters. Shelach lived 30 years and fathered Ever. After Ever was born, Shelach lived another 403 years and had sons and daughters. Ever lived 34 years and fathered Peleg. Peleg was born. Ever lived another 430 years and had sons and daughters. Peleg lived 30 years and fathered Reu. After Reu was born, Peleg lived another 209 years and had sons and daughters. Reu lived 32 years and fathered Shrug. After Shrug was born, Reu lived another 207 years and had sons and daughters. Shrug lived 30 years and fathered Nachor. Nachor was born. Shrug lived another 200 years and he had sons and daughters. Nachor lived 29 years and fathered Terach. After Terach was born, Nachor lived another 119 years and had sons and daughters. Terach lived 70 years and fathered Avarm, Nachor, and Haran. Here's the genealogy of Terach. Terach fathered Avar, Nacham, and Haran fathered Lot. Haran died before his father Terach in the land where he was born, in Ur of the Kasdim. Then Avarm and Nachor took wives for themselves. The name of Avram's wife was Sarai. The name of Nachor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran. He was the father of Milcah and of Yishka. Sarai was barren. She had no child. Terach took his son Avarm, his son Haran's son Lot, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Avram's wife, and they left Ur of the Kasdim to go to the land of Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they stayed there. Terach lived 250 years, and then he died in Haran. Now Adonai said to Avram, "Get yourself out of your country, away from your kinsmen, and away from your father's house, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you are to be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, but I will curse anyone who curses you, and by you all the families of the earth will be blessed." So Abram went out, as Adonai said to him, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran. Abram took his wife Sarai, his brother's son Lot, and all their possessions which they had accumulated, as well as the people they had acquired in Haran. Then they set out for the land of Canaan, and entered the land of Canaan. Abram passed through the land to the place called Shechem, the oak of Moreh. The Canaanites were then in the land. Adonai appeared to Abram and said, "To your descendants I will give this land." So he built an altar there to Adonai, who had appeared to him. He left the place, went to the hill east of Bet-El, and pitched his tent. With Bet-El to the west and Ai to the east, he he built an altar there and called on the name of Adonai. Then Abram traveled on, continuing towards Negev, but there was a famine in the land. So Abram went down to Egypt to stay there, because the famine in the land was so severe. When he came close to Egypt and was about to enter, he said to his wife, "Here now, I know you're a good-looking woman, so when the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife,' and kill me, but keep you alive." Okay. Thanks, Joe. You can always watch it later here, or I try to post them on my YouTube too, so if you'd rather do YouTube. "Please say you are my sister, so that it will go well with me for your sake, and so that I will stay alive because of you." When Abram entered Egypt, the Egyptians did notice that the woman was very beautiful. Pharaoh's princes saw her and commended her to Pharaoh. So the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. He treated Abram well for her sake, giving him sheep, cattle, male and female donkeys, male and female slaves, and camels. But Adonai inflicted great plagues on the Pharaoh and his household because of Sarai, Abram's wife. Pharaoh called to Abram and said, "What is this that you have done to me? Why didn't you tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister? So I took her to be my own wife. Now therefore, here is your wife. Take her and go away." So Pharaoh gave orders concerning him to his men, and they sent him on his way with his wife and everything he had. That's the reading for today. I do find it interesting because that story, I know that's like the first time that story's told, but I know it's told like maybe one or two more times in different parts of the Bible, and I know we'll get there, but I always thought it was interesting that they told the story more than one time. And also, like, he was supposed to be 75, so I do wonder how old Sarai was supposed to be when they went to the Pharaoh, because if he was 75, she should have been older, unless, I don't know, he took a very much younger wife, but she's also his sister, well, half-sister. I don't know, the Bible is interesting. But yeah, so does anybody have any remarks, questions, anything else they want to talk about? Yeah, I always wondered about that, because she had to be at least in her 70s, so it doesn't make any sense in my mind, but I guess I didn't live in Bible times, and I know a lot of these stories are not, like, history, so it's just an interesting fact, I think, to think about that. Also, I do not like Bible names. They are very difficult to say. So reading the Bible is going to be fun and hard, because I don't know all the Bible names, but I will try my best. Yeah, so I'm going to probably try to do this again about the same time tomorrow, because I have free time in the morning again tomorrow. So if you all want to come and read the next chapter with me, I'll have to look up my Bible schedule. I have an actual schedule that I'm following for the year, so I know we'll start at 13, but I don't know where we're going to end, so we will see where we go tomorrow. Thanks everyone for coming and for talking in the chat, and I hope you guys can come back tomorrow and read the next chapters with me, and we can have a good laugh about the interesting stories in the Bible. Yeah, so thanks everyone. I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye.